Ready, set, lasagna!
Mario Party makes Nintendo a boatload of money in every installment, which means it also spawns a lot of clones. Since Nintendo's franchise is only available on their consoles, there's a giant Mario Party-sized hole on other platforms. We have had multiple big franchises like Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, and Sonic all try to fill that void with varying degrees of success. This time though, it's an iconic comic character trying to make the jump into the world of party games. It's Garfield, and this is XboxEra's review for Garfield Lasagna Party. So how closely does Garfield's venture into the world of party games mimic Nintendo's timeless franchise? Quite a bit, I'd say. The main game mode is Lasagna Race, which is an interactive board game where the 4 players, played by live players or AI, take the roles of iconic characters Garfield, Odie, Nermal, and Arlene in a quest to collect more lasagna than their rivals. If you ever played Mario Party, you'll know what to expect. Players take turns throwing the dice to move on the board, they can then use power-ups to change the values or other players' throws, and then various funky actions happen depending on where the player lands, be it simply being pushed to another block, a boost in coins or lasagna count, or even random cards that can change the course of the game. At the end of every round, the 4 players have to play a randomly selected minigame, of which there are 32, against each other. The locations of all these games are quite iconic for fans of the Orange Cats comics: the top of the wooden fence, John's house, Liz the veterinarian's office, the pizza parlor, and so on. The actual mini-games are about as classic as they get gameplay-wise, with usually 1 or 2 buttons needed in a selection of simple games, such as having to throw pizzas in the oven from a distance, having to push each other off while rolling on giant balls of snow, or stealing lasagna from plates in the garden without being discovered by John. These short games are rather basic, but polished enough to be fun. While most of the mini-games are simple in design, a handful actually show some decent technical framework. A few minigames, in fact, put the players in full control of a 3D environment, being able to move around in third-person view and interact with the surroundings using the classic twin-stick control method seen in modern 3-dimensional titles. The rules remain simple, but it's nice to see a bit more complexity from time to time. As for the board itself, it's not the most inspired of the bunch, with very few truly surprising events on it, but it gets the job done. If I said board, singular, it's because Garfield Lasagna Party only has 1. Yeah, it's replayable enough, but surely there could have been more variety. The other 2 game modes don't really help the situation either. One allows the gang to select any minigame to play freely, and the other is a minigame competition where the game selects activities casually. So much like the Lasagna Race, just without the board game part. There's also no online play, with only local against people on the same console, or 3 difficulties of the AI, and there's no extra characters, skins, or anything to unlock. A single board, 32 minigames, 4 characters. What you see is what you get. Keeping the review short because the game itself doesn't have a lot of meat to it, with the launch price of $39.99 USD, having a single board, 4 characters, 32 minigames, no unlocks whatsoever, no special modes, and most importantly, no online play, it's extremely difficult to recommend this game right now. Which is a shame too, because while it might be far from an original or exciting game experience, the Lasagna Race is chaotic enough and most of the minigames are competently made and fun. The game's creators also seem to respect the source material, with a lot of iconic locations lovingly recreated, the character animations are generally on point, and music and sounds are fitting for the IP. But no amount of Garfield love can hide the game's shockingly low amount of content, making this Lasagna Party end way too soon.